Hello, I'm Dave Peach, and this is the Crawfordsville Peachcast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. See them in person or at tricountybank.net. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Crawfordsville Peachcast. We are presented by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. We're also sponsored by Central Indiana Rubber. Dave Meyer is here with us on an untoasted edition of the show. And Dave, at this time, we always welcome you to the air, and we always say, Hello, Todd.
Yes, sir. Dave, glad to be here.
Go ahead. I almost interrupted you there. In fact, I didn't almost interrupt you. I did interrupt you.
Oh, Dave, we can talk at the same time.
It does work. Today, I thought we're going to do Some Kind of Wonderful, which is a John Hughes movie, right? Not John Huston, John Hughes movie.
John Hughes, yes, of the, I'd say the teen angst comedy phenomena films of the 80s.
How old was John Hughes when he was making these teenage movies, Dave?
You know, Dave, I think he was 30-ish. He was fairly young. He had come from like an ad background and also was involved with National Lampoon, I believe, as a writer. So, yeah, he was fairly young to be writing and directing all these movies.
And I understand he had his own corporation.
He very much was.
And they didn't rock the boat, did they? Because they were told,
like the Hughes folks,
the Hughes Corporation. Wasn't that the Hughes Corporation? That's a long way to go for that joke, man. I don't think anybody under 50 would have had a shot at that. But okay, we'll try that. We could try that again. Curtis, don't edit it. Let's do that again. As I understand, he had his own corporation.
Yes, Dave.
And their motto was "Don't rock the boat."
Right. And later, Dave, that evolved into a larger group, the Hughes Corporation.
That's right.
Which did both that song and movies.
Hey, Valerie Geller. Do you know Valerie Geller?
Not personally.
Well, she's at gellermedia.com, and if she's listening to this podcast and somehow realizes that we're going to talk about her article in Radio Inc., I'll be surprised.
That, Dave, will be the feedback that we'll be looking for, but not be disappointed if we don't receive, maybe.
I'm thinking about that Chevy Chase line in Christmas Vacation. You could sew my cheek to the carpet or something, and wouldn't be more surprised. But anyway, she has creating powerful podcasts for radio. Okay.
Well, then we should listen to her.
This is big stuff. The challenge of successful podcasting for radio is to offer listeners additional content that breaks through a deluge of abundant competing content, enhances your brand, attracts new and younger listeners, and makes money.
Okay, well, we're good in that, Dave. I don't think anybody else right now this week is talking about Some Kind of Wonderful.
Here we go. Some bullet points here. I'll let you maybe elaborate on these.
Okay, Dave. Sure.
This is, again, Valerie Geller, gellermedia.com. High-quality podcasts are expected from radio pros.
Ooh, okay. Well, that there's one of us.
If only we had one.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Dave, you're the radio pro. Dave, I'm the buddy in the cellar.
I like this. Podcasting is the new overnight shift where you can kind of take some chances.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess should we start doing that, Dave?
We're kind of the listen,
we're the overnight guys.
We can do whatever we want on this podcast.
Exactly. You put on a 12-minute song, that's fine.
They say
haven't done that yet.
You can use podcasts to get people. You can actually get hard to reach decision makers and have them on your podcast.
Dave, I believe this is true. I believe that just based on the people that I know that have listened or do listen, I am surprised at our wide-ranging demographics.
Make as many as you want.
How about that? Volume.
people think that once they start a podcast, they have to keep going indefinitely. They feel like they're on a hamster wheel. I am not on a hamster wheel.
Right. I think, we're on a nice pacing, I would say.
I'm doing what I want. Create powerful podcasts. Now, we may be a little lax on that. I don't know how powerful these babies are.
Maybe Curtis can put a little EQ, and drop us down a register, and we'll be a little more powerful as a result.
Here are some other tips. Start with your best material.
Okay.
What's our best material?
Well, that varies from week to week, Dave.
Do we have some best?
I don't know. We have A and A1A material.
Podcasts are pre-recorded. They last forever. Make it perfect. Well, I think at some point, I'm gonna say, at some point you got to kind of let it go.
Right, and the fact that you're going to make another one should be okay to not be perfect on the last one.
Address each listener individually. Use the word you.
You. I thought we were going to have to learn people's names for a moment, Dave.
You.
I mean, we do throw out the Todd, right? We do that on a regular basis, but we don't really name check other individuals.
Stay curious.
You.
Stay curious. Curious.
Okay.
Stay curious.
Okay, I'll buy that. I'm a curious guy. I like curiosity. Do you think people are curious about what you'll talk about next, Dave, on the Peachcast?
I think so. Take risks. I always like, you got to take risks, man.
Okay.
You miss every shot you don't take, Dave.
Thanks. That's Wayne Gretzky.
You realize how many shots Michael Jordan missed when he was in the NBA, particularly with the Washington Wizards?
It was a lot, Dave.
Really, the Wizards, that really ruined some of his stats as a career, if you think about it. I mean, he averaged like 28 free throws a game. I think when he was done with the Wizards, it went down to like 25 free throws a game.
It did. Just,
something like that.
Something like that.
And the last one, what's your podcast about? Well, usually about 30 minutes.
Yeah, that works out well for the people.
So that's it. Creating powerful podcasts. We got this ready.
Are we going to do a powerful podcast today,
This is our mission. This is our mission.
Okay.
This is our mission. Creating. I'm going to. I have on the station whiteboards. I have, what is our mission? What is our mission?
Okay.
As the general manager, you would think maybe I would know that, but
you're leading the team, Dave.
I'm seeking input, but I'm going to say our mission is creating powerful podcasts for radio, and we're also on 103.9 WIMC. The excerpts are on, and Curtis uses us on, so we got that covered. So
we
power,
got it all
baby,
covered, folks.
Feel the power.
Okay,
kind of like Central Indiana Rubber. Power for you.
Yes.
Power for you. Oh, you got those at the Reds thing. I love that. I'm watching you on. We're watching you on the Zoom call here, and I see the post.
Dave and I are cheating. We're doing a visual thing for each other while you are listening. That I was just reiterating the fact that we are on the radio.
We are. Some Kind of Wonderful, 1987, another 1987 movie for us. We love that era. It stars Eric Stoltz, Leah Thompson, and others, and we'll have that coming up next on the Crawfordsville Peachcast.
Are you looking for great prices? Do you have a smartphone? Of course you do. This is Bria French. With Tri-County Bank's Merchant Discount Network, you can get discounts on food, entertainment, tools, and so much more. All you need is a smartphone and your TCB Smart Rewards checking account. Cost savings are only a click away. Terms and conditions may apply. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender.
Untoasted, Crawfordsville Peachcast, Some Kind of Wonderful. And we talked about John Hughes in the open, and John Hughes is known for a lot of movies, and this is not one of them. No,
it is not. And most of John Hughes that we think of is among the teenage variety, so this fits into that, but this was among the Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Breakfast Club trilogy. This is a fourth.
Eric Stoltz in the cast, and he was in the movie Mask with Cher.
He was Rocky, the main character in Masked, and did a great job with that. Also, prior to Some Kind of Wonderful, for a little while, he was Marty McFly.
Before
Back to the Future began with Eric Stoltz in that role. Spielberg, they shot, I think, a bit and decided it wasn't working and jettisoned him off and brought in Michael J. Fox. And 2 more sequels.
That's
right?
tough.
Yeah.
That's tough.
That would have been
that would
hard.
be a little tough one to take there.
I think he's had he was later than this in Pulp Fiction, right? So that's a pretty good 90s movie for Eric Stoltz.
Leah Thompson, she was in All the Right Moves with Tom Cruise prior to this. She had a decent career, tried the sitcom route. Didn't get to Molly Ringwald status.
No, she was, and if you look at the 3 leads in this movie, they all basically had a similar type career. They have, I think, kept busy acting, but most of their high profile work was done in the last century.
Mary Stuart Masterson was Watts, and I did not see a last name in the movie for Watts. I think it was just Watts.
I think you're right, and this has the John Hughes wrapping in with the Rolling Stones. So you have Keith as the title character, Watts as his drummer friend, and then Amanda Jones as Leah Thompson's character. So there's a tie-in there with the Rolling Stones, although the Rolling Stones are not on the soundtrack, and they did not do the song Some Kind of Wonderful that was done by who, Dave? Do you recall?
Oh, my goodness. Some Kind of Wonderful, do. Man, just tell me.
I got you, Dave. Grand Funk Railroad.
Yes. See, I get Grand Funk and BTO and War.
Yeah. Yeah.
They are all in some blender in my mind, and I can't keep them straight.
No,
I can't
Dave,
keep them straight, man.
And I tell you what,
I'm
Some
sorry.
Kind of Wonderful. It's a good song, and you think in a movie called Some Kind of Wonderful that maybe there's a cover of it, but not in this one. I will say, Dave, as a way to throw out names, which I do occasionally. I don't know when this era was, but I was working in a corporate fashion for a large meeting where Huey Lewis and the News were the entertainment that evening. Surprise entertainment. I was in on the surprise while I was trying to rewrite things, sitting on the stage of the Fox Theater in Atlanta. Huey Lewis and the News did their sound check, and the song they played, Dave, Some Kind of
Wonderful. I think they did that I think they put that out as a single or at least a high album cut. Some Kind of Wonderful.
They did a great version. In fact, I was like, this is so cool, and I can't really pay attention because I was behind in what I was doing. But back to the movie, Dave.
Craig Sheffer is Hardy Jens, the heavy. He was the golden boy, they call it the baby face in the program, the QB.
He was, and in this, he's the heavy. He is the entitled, very arrogant, rich boyfriend nemesis of Keith.
And we've got Duncan along the way who kind of stole the show, man. Duncan.
Yeah, no, I wrote my favorite character, Duncan, by far.
Okay, give it to me. Give me the plot. It's pretty standard.
Okay, I'll try. Yeah, it is. I'd say artistic outcast Keith pines for the most popular girl in school who is not, she lives kind of in his area. So she's one of those popular girls in school, but she's not, I would say, financially well off. So he pines for her. So he's falling for her while failing to notice that his best friend, kind of androgynous drummer Watts, is falling for him. So it's I'd say it's a teen high school class warfare period piece that doesn't hold up so well.
And I was, I looked at this movie and it was very predictable. It's pretty predictable. About the only thing that was a little unpredictable was the fact that Leah Thompson was in the A-list club, but she didn't have the money to really back it up, and that bothered her.
That bothered her, and there's that scene where her friends basically kind of shun her, and she feels that, her basically that, because she is rejecting the rich guy or at that point you don't know, is she just using Keith, or are she interested in Keith? Because we know that Hardy is a bad egg.
Definitely so, like one of those Hallmark current boyfriends. CB as we like to call.
He's a current boyfriend.
Yeah, it's not going to last. Now, I assume that you would put Eric Stoltz's character, Keith, in the anti-hero category?
I would. He is, he's kind of bland, but there's some things about him. He has great artistic talent, right?
Who wins between Matthew Modine in Vision Quest and Keith Nelson, Eric Stoltz?
I think
Stoltz, I guess. I would say Stoltz. It's Stoltz, yeah.
It's Stoltz. Matthew Modine pins Eric Stoltz and holds him down, I think, for a long time.
Yeah.
Now, I'm trying to think. His good qualities are he's a nice person, right? He's in it. We see his family. He's got a sister also in high school who he doesn't get along with and who is kind of obnoxious and also attracted to this possibility that her brother might be dating the popular girl, right?
Might be in some there might be something in it for me.
Exactly. But it's a lot of the class kind of stuff. Early on, the way the movie starts, we see
I'm smart. That's not the way I wanted it.
Oh, a contender, Dave. He wanted to be a contender, but he works. Okay, let's say this. He works at some kind of automotive repair place, right? But you don't ever see another person that works there, right? Like he works off hours possibly and can go in as a high school student, has his own key. I don't know. But there doesn't seem to be any other people working, and he's always got dirty hands.
Yes. It was not like, what was that movie, Fast Times at Ridgemont High, the glorious scenes at the fast food restaurant. I mean, we needed one of those. We needed one of those.
Oh, man. Well,
was that the one where he goes, have you insulted this customer in any way? The manager came
Brad? Yeah. Brad, you're fired.
Brad, you're fired. Okay, back to the auto shop.
Well, let's say, I will go back and say on casting. Originally, of course, and this makes sense, who would John Hughes have offered the role to besides Leah Thompson?
Molly Ringwald.
Exactly, Dave. And that happened. She turned it down because she felt like it was too much like Pretty in Pink. Okay. So she turns it down.
Yeah, the popular girl as the tortured soul.
Right. And in a twist of irony, Dave, they offer the role to Michael J. Fox before they offer it to Eric Stoltz, and he turned it down.
Oh, my goodness. There's a lot of Michael J. Fox in here.
A lot of Michael J.
Yeah, I mean, you always, these movies portray these popular kids as not enjoying their popularity. I never had that option in high school, Dave.
Right. I didn't know what was going on, Dave. I was running into walls.
Can I take that car for a spin a couple of times? Go back and go back to 1978 and see how it goes.
Yeah, I don't know how that works. There were a few things in this movie, like, okay, I know I'm jumping ahead, but when he finally does get the date with Amanda,
Keith realizes his dream.
His buddy Watts brings her grandmother's, I don't know, what was it, a Hudson? What kind of car was this, Dave?
Well, he took his college money that he had saved up, and he bought earrings and rented this car and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay, that's how that. Okay, so that's an important point. The class thing is reiterated in the story with mom and dad. Right, dad makes the comment to say, I want you to be the first guy that didn't have to wash his hands at the end of the day, So his dad really wants him to go to college. That's his entire focus. Keith is about art and falling in love with Leah Thompson is most of the movie. So
That's what he thinks he wants.
So he's but he's worked really hard at this gas station / repair place and has all this money. Finds out while he's riding with the Leah Thompson character that she has these diamond earrings that she'd borrowed, right? Borrowed from a rich friend. So that motivates him to say, you should never have to borrow them again, right? That you are good enough to have these earrings. He spends his pile of money on the earrings. His dad finds out. And you think he's gonna,
and he gets really mad.
He does
kind of got mad. I guess so.
But in the end, he basically says, like, "Okay, I trust you, and I'm gonna go with you." So there's lots of little twists and turns. But Dave, when he gets his friend Duncan, who we love. Duncan's dad works as a security guard at the art museum. Okay, all works. So he brings Leah to the art museum when nobody's there.
Can get a little rough at the art museum on occasion.
Right. So, but they go off. He turns a corner. Again, we're in the art museum, Dave. What we know is that Keith doesn't have a lot of money, and he already spent it on what? The earrings. So, Dave, we turn the corner, and there is a large painting of Amanda. Okay, I buy all that. I buy that Keith did that. But Dave, it's framed. And I know from framing things, that's an expensive frame, Dave. I mean, how does Keith, without money, get that framed and on the wall in an art museum? Because at some point, I guess they got to take it down. It can't be there. I mean, that threw me for a loop, Dave. I got to say.
You really paid attention to this movie and the nuances and some of the things that did not add up. We don't want to give away the ending of the movie, anything on the plot, anything about this movie that you want to point out. I wanted to, we'll go over the soundtrack in segment 3, but anything else as far as some kind of wonderful before we do a little bit of a deep dive into the movie year of 1987.
I'll give you a couple of things just as one of the things that happened as a result of this movie. Okay, because originally John Hughes has written this movie and he hires a director, he fires the director, and he hires another director. Okay, and the other director who ended up making the movie is Howard, I believe it's pronounced Deutsch, Deutch. Okay, and he eventually on this movie he had worked with Leah Thompson, I believe, on Howard the Duck, which didn't go well for either of them.
No.
But after this movie, or as a result of being connected in this movie, Leah Thompson and Howard got married, Dave, and they're still married. How about that?
Oh, wow. They're still married.
Really good did come out of this movie, besides the soundtrack and the fact that we're talking about it in 2024. Standard
set. You got the misfit, anti-hero, the it girl, the tomboy, and the evil boyfriend. It's kind of like the four corners offense of Dean Smith. You just John Hughes, you just put four fingers up and you got yourself a movie.
Rock and roll, Dave. Rock and roll.
Throw a goofy dad in there and a pesky sister that's know-it-all, and you got yourself a big-time movie. It is Some Kind of Wonderful, 1987. Now, we do a lot of, when you get old, like I am, Dave. I'm 63 years old. I just had a birthday. I can't believe I'm 63 years old.
Well, you don't look it, Dave.
Well, I appreciate that. But, when you look at the Oscars this year, and I know we had Barbie and we had two big movies over the summer.
Barbie,
no question about it. No question about it. But let's go over the movies of 1987. And I know I'm an old man, and I know I'm thinking, my era is the best era and the best generation and all this stuff. But let's go over some movies from 1987. Broadcast news.
Ooh.
I mean,
Classic.
I watched this earlier this week, and this is the adult John Hughes movie.
Oh yeah! Wow.
This is about adults, and they're not living in high school; they're living in reality that they're in right now. But yet, it's almost like they're in high school.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah. Broadcast news I saw in the theater and remember seeing it in the theater and remembering thinking, wow, I might go see that again.
What is that line, William Hurt? What do you do when your dreams
Come true?
What do you do when your reality exceeds your dreams? And Albert Brooks, keep it to yourself.
So good.
See, he was whispering. Good. He was whispering's okay, right? Wall Street.
Oh, Greed is good. Gordon Gekko, Dave. That was a powerhouse.
Good Morning Vietnam. These are all movies in 1987. Good Morning Vietnam.
Wow. And that, again, I remember seeing it in the theater. It was, I believe, you could check me on this, but I believe that was one of Robin Williams' first kind of breakthrough movies.
That was
he
the
had
big
been in
one.
A few, but boy, that broke through.
I don't know if I've seen this movie, but I've heard a lot about it. The Lost Boys.
Ooh, yeah. No.
Is that about werewolves? Are they werewolves?
Werewolves.
I've seen it. I've seen it.
Kiefer Sutherland. You would know the soundtrack.
I've seen it.
Yeah, In Excess. In Excess is on that soundtrack.
Roxanne. We're going to roll through these. Roxanne. I mean, again, Steve Martin. Similar to Robin Williams, this was Steve Martin's bridge to serious roles.
And a great, funny movie, right? I mean, Daryl Hannah, and it's just it's fun. That whole scene when in the bar when he has to come up with 30 other pejorative descriptions for the size of his nose. Oh,
yes,
brilliant.
And here comes Costner, The Untouchables.
Brian De Palma.
Oh,
Sean Connery won an Oscar for that, Dave.
Full Metal Jacket.
Wow.
Again, 1987, Full Metal Jacket.
Wow, Dave. I mean, I can't believe because I did not see Full Metal Jacket in the theater.
We're not even half done.
Wow. Okay.
Throw
Keep
Mama
going.
from the Train.
Billy
Summer
Crystal.
School. Mark Harmon. I mean, you got to do something between St. Elsewhere and making NCIS for 50 years.
Dave, I saw Summer School with Jodie Foster in the theaters. I remember the David Foster songs at the end.
I'm thinking Mark Harmon. Yeah. And, obviously a great actor. We've had him in, Beyond Poseidon Adventure and certainly. But when you make a movie,
yes,
for me, that was like Mark Harmon. He gets up to the plate. People are cheering for him. Hey, Mark, come on. And he just laces a ball over the shortstop's head for a single, rounds first, waves at everybody. It had to be a good feeling. It wasn't like a $500 million deal.
Right.
But it was just a solid base hit movie that helped his career.
Now, and when you say that, I think in my head, okay, I remember seeing a Mark Harmon movie in the theater. The Presidio, Dave. I don't know when that came out.
Yep.
But Sean Connery, Mark Harmon, Meg Ryan was Sean Connery's daughter and the female, attraction lead to Mark Harmon's character. So, and that I think was around the same era.
I can't believe this. And then, of course, Stallone in Over the Top.
Ooh. That was arm wrestling and truck driving?
Yeah, it wasn't necessarily Rambo or Rocky, but it got some people at the theater.
Did some box office, didn't it? Yeah.
Got Kenny Loggins for the theme. I'll meet you halfway.
You can't be Kenny in the 80s. If you got Kenny on your soundtrack, you were in good shape.
I got to check. I mean, hopefully somebody can fact check, but I just went through Wikipedia. Adventures in Babysitting.
Okay.
Three Men and a Baby.
Wow.
Baby
Again,
Boom.
Saw
Baby
it in the theater,
Boom.
Dave.
Baby Boom.
That plays every other weekend on A&E, Dave.
Yeah. Raising Arizona, Inner Space, Fatal Attraction, and we go back to Costner and Sean Young. Don't forget Sean Young. No Way Out.
Dave, I think you have just discovered the modern era's greatest movie year. 1987. I believe that.
It's unbelievable. And you go to you talk about some video rentals.
Yes. Yeah. All of them.
I mean, you can almost see the video rentals of these movies. Now, Tom Cruise did not have a movie in 87. In 86, he had Top Gun and The Color of Money. In 88, he had Cocktail and a little movie that they like to call Rain Man.
Wow. And I was going to say Born on the 4th of July couldn't have been too far.
I think that was
after
89.
this.
I think it was 89. Yeah. I looked it up. Tom Hanks did have Dragnet in 87. Yep. He had The Money Pit and the movie We Did Nothing in Common in 86. And in 88, he would burst on the scene again with the movie Big.
Man, this was again, Dave, I know we are, based on our advanced age, we are the prime demographic for this, but gee whiz, 1987 was chock full of good movies.
So many people that many of them, a few of them still kicking around. Of course, Steve Martin looking good. What's the other one? And some, you look.
You mentioned
Keaton.
Interspace.
Diane Keaton.
Right?
Yeah.
I loved Interspace. Dennis Quaid, Martin Short. I don't know if that did big box office, but that was a fun movie. These are a lot of fun action movies. And No Way Out is an incredible drama, right?
You could also make a case that 87, 86 were the best 2 years as far as David Letterman's talk show era. I don't know. I can't frame that right, but you're talking 86, 87. That is when David Letterman was Michael Jordan.
And if you go back and you listen to the upper echelon world of comedy, during that time, his influence was greater than he was bigger than Saturday Night Live. He was definitely bigger than Carson at that point. He was the hip late night guy. And that's the prime late night, era.
And 87, the last NCAA championship for Bobby Knight. So a lot of stuff. And I know that Paul Newman won the Oscar in 87 for the movie Color of Money from 86. So what a year 1987 was. And today we broke down the movie Some Kind of Wonderful from 1987. We're back to look at the soundtrack after this. Central Indiana Rubber Products provides the power for you. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, keeps farm equipment and local manufacturing processes running with gaskets, belts, seals, and O-rings, among a variety of other products and services. Employee-owned and always customer-focused. Central Indiana Rubber Products, 989 West, 83 North, Crawfordsville, and at indianarubber.com. Central Indiana Rubber Products, or CIR, power for you. Crawfordsville Peachcast, Some Kind of Wonderful. Now, on the soundtrack, you will not hear the song Some Kind of Wonderful. Is that correct? By Grand Funk Railroad?
Dave, I have, as I indicated earlier, I have the soundtrack on compact disc.
Oh, that's right.
And as a result, I can look and double scan and no, Some Kind of Wonderful does not appear.
What does Some Kind of Wonderful mean?
Even refer to
about the movie,
right?
Yeah, Some Kind of Wonderful. I'm still trying to think about it. I kept waiting for the song to pop up. It did not. But we did have Lick the Tins.
Lick the Tins, Dave.
What does that? What does that? What does that mean?
Dave, they did their version of Can't Help Falling in Love. I don't know if their career lasted very long, but clearly they got the attention of John Hughes.
Maybe a different name. Lick the Tins.
Possibly.
That's really that's the name of the band we're going for. Not
Lick the Tins. I Google them, folks. They existed.
They did. Also, Flesh for Lulu.
And they do what most people would consider the signature song of this movie, which is "I Go Crazy," and it's in the open, right? And they kind of play along with it because it's got a certain kind of drum beat, and they cut back and forth between Watts playing the drums, so it works pretty well. And Dave, "Flesh for Lulu" is a interesting name.
The Apartments.
Again, yeah.
I can see that maybe working. The Apartments.
Yeah, they did The Shyest Time. Now, I mean, the name,
I guess
the March.
U2 was already taken, right? So let's see.
At that point.
How about The Apartments? Okay.
There's I think multiple songs on the soundtrack, Dave, by Furniture. Just that.
I think
Furniture.
I've heard in concert they just sit there.
Yeah. Oh, people. Dave, that's a closer.
And then I'm sorry, I do have to go with the Blue Room and then Pete Shelley.
Yeah. How did Pete end up here, Dave? What did they owe Pete money? He got to do anything.
Pete Shelley. I know somebody's out there. Maybe
is there a Pete Shelley fan club?
Maybe
Dave?
Valerie Geller from our Creating the Powerful podcast for radio was. I went to see Pete Shelley 5 times when I was in college.
That was. And was he wearing the hat?
What? Yeah. I mean, what's his podcast about?
It's about the 80s.
Yeah, about the 80s. Pete Shelley. I'm sure I'm missing out on Pete Shelley, and I'm sorry about that. But
we're hoping he's well.
Oh, well, the soundtrack, so you got it on CD. How many times have you listened to it in the last 5 years?
Well, Dave, that would be a no up till today when I broke it out. And because when I looked for the songs on the soundtrack on the digital platform world, by chance, most of them don't exist in the Spotify, Apple Music world. And that could be for a variety of reasons. It could be artistic integrity, or it could be the fact that the songs aren't that good and nobody cares.
Now, because April begins with A.
Yes.
Because April begins with A, we're going to have our Untoasted, what we're going to call them, the Toasties? The Toasty Awards.
Toasties,
the
yes,
Toasty
the
Awards.
Toasties.
But we're also going to, during the Toasty Awards, we will be breaking down the movie, analyzing the movie Avalanche, because it's April.
Ooh, okay,
so
I
Avalanche,
like that.
probably April 19th or the 26th, be listening for that. Avalanche and the Toasties will have Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Use of Foam.
That'll be good.
Yeah, Best Use of Foam. And
with the Avalanche, we'll cover it all, Dave.
And we will talk about that on an upcoming Crawfordsville Peachcast. Dave, always fun to talk to you. I'm going to look up Pete Shelley. I'm gonna see if he's got some music on Apple. I'll listen to it on the way home.
Yeah, Curtis could throw a postscript. Maybe Keith could be a later guest.
Pete Shelley, David, always fun. This is the Crawfordsville Peachcast presented by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892, and also sponsored by Central Indiana Rubber. 1, 2, 3. Hello, Todd.
Yow.
Yowza. Thanks for listening to the Crawfordsville Peachcast, sponsored by Tri-County Bank, your community bank since 1892. Tri-County Bank, member FDIC, and equal housing lender. Tune in Thursday for a new episode on Apple or Spotify, and please like, subscribe, and download the Crawfordsville Peachcast. This podcast was produced and edited by Up Their Media and is a presentation of Fork Broadcasting Digital. I'm Dave Peach, inviting you to join me next week.